the head brewer at Steel Toad and one of the founders. In terms of kind of the legality of how everything works, we are a completely different company to the tasting room mashed together with the production brewery. We're the first brew pub to open up in Vancouver in I think something like 20 years was the last time that I think Steamworks was the last to open up, and they were in 1995 or something. And so yeah, so legally it's a completely different story. I mean, we're a bar with a brewery attached. We're not a brewery with a tasting room attached. We don't do any distribution outside of this building. It allows us to have a full kitchen, have a full menu, full service. I think it allows a lot of people who are newer to craft beer to be a little more in their comfort zone. It's just like going to their old bar, except now the beer's brewed on site. You're not having to go somewhere that has snacks instead of a menu. That being said, some of the snacks at some of the tasting rooms are pretty great with the food trucks. But yeah, so it's a different business model. It's completely different legally, which is a huge aspect of being in the booze industry in BC. Yeah, and I think that does make us unique. There's two answers to the question. There's the real answer, and then there's also the made-up marketing answer. I'm probably supposed to just tell you the made-up marketing answer, which is that the building we're in is a renovated heritage building that used to house the Opsal Steel Company, which made giant things out of steel that I'll never use in my life. And we've come up with this clever thing where we're claiming the people who worked there were called Steel Toads. And we don't run with it too hard, but in reality, the reason the name is Steel Toad is because it sounded nice to everybody and nobody hated it. And we went through about 20 names that somebody hated and vetoed, so here we are. I think that first six-pack was, I think I even remember when it was. It would have been on St. Patrick's Day of my second year of university, where for some reason instead of grabbing the six-pack of Sleeman Clear or whatever horrifying thing I'd been drinking up to that point, I got a bottle of Newcastle Brown Ale, probably several bottles of Newcastle Brown Ale, which is a fine beer. It's nothing earth-shattering, but it was the first time I'd had a quote-unquote real beer. It was maybe not a revelation, but it was holy shit, this is actually really interesting, and it really helped me kind of go out and start finding other beers. And now I probably wouldn't ever drink Newcastle Brown Ale, but that was probably my first beer where I realized there could actually be flavor in this stuff, and it wasn't just a cheap route to getting a buzz on. We're working very hard to be able to offer our beer in kegs to other bars and restaurants, maybe even in bottles in retail stores, and that's something that's probably going to happen very early in the new year. So even if you can't make it down here, look out for us. Your favorite craft beer focused bar, I suppose, in the new year.